I mean, would you have voted for Trump if you could?
You know, looking at it reflectively now, no, but probably at the time, probably. I was just a little bit too worried about Kamala. I mean, realistically, my mom was in my ear about it all the time. You know, Kamala's massive influx of immigrants, and there was a massive influx of immigrants in my local, town. I was seeing people on the street. Anecdotally speaking, which I know means nothing, a girl got attacked by an immigrant, and that was pretty bad. I can't say that. Sorry about that. My bad. R-worded, which was pretty bad. Um, so it's anecdotal. It doesn't really mean anything, but it was definitely in my mind at the time. So I probably would have voted for Trump. Yes.
Okay, so you would have voted for a great in protest of another.
Touche. Sexual assault, right?
Sexual assault or sexual abuse, or I mean, all three terms would apply.
Right. Touche. No, that's a good point to make. Although double standard doesn't really mean much it doesn't exempt one person.
Well, I mean, like I think that Donald Trump will only set conditions in America that would lead to higher levels of violent crime. The reason why I say that is because his policy would be indicative of higher levels of poverty. I mean, his economic policy takes money from poor people and gives it to rich people, meaning that
Wait, that's a good question. How does it do that?
Crime in America. What's that?
How does it do that? I'm trying to learn more about politics. It's economic policy. It redistributes from poor to rich. How do we do that?
So there's two sides of the coin here. The first side of the coin is tax cuts. Like 80% of the tax cuts in this bill go to the top 0.01%. Meanwhile, a remainder of the tax cuts go to individuals making under that dollar amount, which means that the rich people are being disproportionately benefited. However, that doesn't necessarily redistribute wealth on its own. What redistributes the wealth is because he also has imposed blanket tariffs as of yesterday. It is the case that tariffs regressively and negatively impact those that make less money more, as they spend a greater proportion of their income on the bare necessities to live. And that is what takes money from poor people. And then what redistributes it to rich people is a tax policy that disproportionately helps the rich people. So when we consider these two policies, at the end of the day, anybody making under $395,000 per year will have less purchasing power than they would if this policy was never implemented. And this is coming from the Institute on Taxation and Economics. And feel free to look this up on your own. I'm also aware of many other sources that would reiterate the same sentiment. I just don't have them memorized on the top of my mind.